Good morning. We are recording. Hello. This is Thursday, and I'm up with you this morning and feeling good today. Like I said before, feeling good is a choice. So I'm up this morning. I'm with you. I'm getting ready to leave soon. But I'm going to share something with you today. What is truth? What is truth? I'm asking myself, like, I've always asked myself, what is the truth? What is the truth of, like, what you are? You know, in the Bible, know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Is that in the Bible? Yes, it was. It was spoken by Jesus, I believe. And that I have always pondered that question, know the truth and the truth shall set you free. When you start to recognize that you are something other than a concept or your ego, like, you know, when you start to discover things about your ego that could be positive or negative, you start to, like, look at that and, like, is that who you are or is that created? So, like, I have, like, this is apparently, like, your truth. Like, you come into the world, you're born, and your environment creates everything. So your conditioned self, so that's how you learn. So, like, that's how you learn. You learn from everything that is in your experience. When you come out as a baby, you pop out and you're like, everything is around you. You know, someone comes into the room, someone leaves the room, someone changes your diaper, another person changes your diaper. All these things are, like, things that you're, like, experiencing, and that starts to create your reality. And if it's a loving environment, you become loving. And if it's a negative environment, you become negative, right? So, like, I always like to look at the most extreme environment that I've ever heard of it is, like, feral children. And feral children are children that have been raised by dogs, right? So, like, there are several cases, I wouldn't say many cases, but there are several, too many, if there are any, because it's ridiculous. But what happens is that if you raise children, if dogs raise children, they behave like dogs. They eat like dogs, they bark like dogs, because they can communicate with their environment. And so, in that extreme case, is like, that's how created this whole thing, like, I believe, like, is created. So, if you are in a loving environment, and you become most likely loving and understanding. Now, there are many other influences, such as societal influences and having to fit into the society, following the rules. You have to pay your taxes. As you get older, you have to do a lot of things that are required for you, and you have to behave in a certain way because religions dictate these things, and, like, all of this is created and creates your ego and you start, like, when you start to develop your ego, you start to develop how to manipulate, how to get your way. We are like this because fundamentally we just want to be content with ourselves, basically. So we try to manipulate the environment on the outside, and you can actually say that that's your truth or something. You know what I mean? But that's all what is all created. But what is that? You know, yesterday I was talking about what beats the heart, what grows the hair and the fingernails. There is a consciousness, there is something, there is an energy, there is something that is just going on. It's alive, and so are you behind all that. So all these mental constructs that are built about your ego, like, you know, what you do, what religion you like, what everything, like, you know, like your taste in music, your taste in this, all this is egoistic. All of it is egoistic. And then, you know, so, like, know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Now, what does that mean exactly? You know, like, what? Knowing what truth? In me and in you is something that is a phenomenon. And that the truth that you have here is that, you know, that you are, hello, hi. I'm talking to my neighbor, waving at my neighbor. Oh, they're so sweet. Anyhow, I'm just gonna say, like, you know, like, just take a look at that. The truth is that you have a possibility behind all that conditioning and all that shit around you to create your own. You can be influenced by, everything's a choice. So you can create, everything is a choice. but your truth is untouched in a sense that is always there. So the consciousness or the awareness of the awareness of the awareness, all of that, you can do that. You can pull yourself back and you can look at yourself. Like, you know, you can look at yourself from a perspective. So I'm aware that I'm talking to you right now. I'm aware that my camera's on. I'm aware of my behavior. I'm aware that, you know, of all these thoughts that rise and fall. All of that stuff is such a play. It's like Shakespeare said, all life is a play. So there are characters, and you create those characters. So everything that you look at is you label because you've learned it. So word association, picture association when you're in school. Like you show there's a picture of a bird. You look at the picture of the bird and you learn the word with a picture of the bird. It's a bird. So that's what you've learned. So I look at that and that's a bird. That's a cat, that's a couch, that's a table, everything is labeling. And why am I saying this? Is because even within your emotions and all of these experiences that you have in your human experiences are all a created concept. It seems to be, just take a look at that, it's all created concept. And sometimes we believe that created concept is who we are. But fundamentally, we are not. And like that is the level of reality. But when you start to look at your ego and you start to look at yourself and you like want to be, I have to take a sip of coffee before it gets cold because I always forget. So I'm drinking this coffee, but that's not who I am. Because I'm not. That's not who I am. I am like a phenomenon. You are a phenomenon. We are all phenomenal because like, you know, like there are billions of people on the planet and we're all so unique. But fundamentally, we share something that is untouched and unknown, and that's the truth. And the truth of what we really are is the secret to success, because you get to pick and choose. Now, all this human drama that is created from the conditioned self, this is how I perceive it, is a created concept. It's a created concept, but the impermanence of that, so like you create on a daily basis your reaction to things in your environment. So because of your past, your conditioned self has caused you to respond in a specific way because that's what you learned when you were a little kid or something. How to get your way in your environment if you had brothers and sisters. So there was always this kind of little bit of competition. And also in school, well, the school was probably sometimes worse, but the family environment is so important for the development of the person. Of course, like I said before, but you know, like, so all of these things are just, again, they rise and fall in concept, and sometimes yes, sometimes no. So what I'm saying is that this consistency, what is always there behind everything is your truth, and your truth is untouched. But everything else is what you define as yourself, like your job, your gender, just every label that could possibly label you. But these are all created from your mind, and also people tell you what you are and what you are, so you will start to believe that. Especially earlier in your life, you know, the people who love you so much, you come into this life, why would they want to tell you anything different? So you start to experience religion, you start to experience the views of other people, your parents' views, all of these things become your identity. And when you start to recognize and start to look at that, it's like that was given to you. And I tell you right now, oh my God, the possibility within that of looking at that and becoming and discovering who you really are, it is a journey, and the sooner the better. But at the same time, the truth does not need to be found. What you're seeking, this is my experience, I'm not trying to convince you of anything, because we all have different, like I said, there are billions of people on the planet, we all have different perspectives. But this is my perspective, and I share it with you because I've learned from a lot of other people and books I've read, because I want to discover who I am and the truth of it, and eliminate the suffering and all these kind of things that I always talk about, because I know that it seems as if the world is in pain. But anyway, when I started to discover this, before I lose my train of thought, is that I am none of these things. Like, I am none of these things. I look at it because I don't want to suffer. Like when I'm putting myself up against other people or something, but that's what we do because we learn that. But that's not our truth, not the truth. The truth is untouched, and it's a diamond in your pocket. It's a diamond in your pocket, and the secret of that is you're so powerful. And your intention and your consciousness and all of this, if you open up to the world and drop that human drama, choose your reactions, choose your way of being, you create your own self. But at the end, ultimately, that is not who you are. Because what you are is just beautiful, loving, unconditional love inside of yourself and in your heart. That's what you are. That's what I believe I am. And all these mental constructs help me guide myself. But it's not, the guidance system changes all the time. And my emotions are my guidance system. When I have ups and I have downs, they all are on the same thing. I do have, life is like this, so that's how it goes. But I relate to this up and down. And I can choose happiness all the time. And I can choose that all the time, even if it's up and down. So I have a choice in that, and I believe that's my truth. But that's still a concept, right? So love is the only truth. And a belief is only something you keep thinking. So when that is beautiful, isn't that beautiful? If you believe, whatever you believe becomes your reality. But that's still not the truth. Because the truth is all-encompassing and amazing, and you're amazing. I just wanted to say that to you this morning. So the truth will set you free. Jesus said it. And it's true, it will set you free, and it's liberating, and it's wonderful. Become who you are today for yourself. And love and respect everybody. That is just, I'm feeling really good, and I'm on a roll, and I'm so grateful to be here this morning with you. All right, I love you very much, and have a great day, and don't be so serious. Lighten up and have a good time. And respect each other. Love each other, hug each other, smile. All that stuff, and sprinkle kindness. Oh my God, it sounds really tacky, but hey, I'm sprinkling some kindness to you today. I love you all so much for watching. Bye, have a great day. Ciao.